What happens when two men who've spent their entire careers being told they weren't good enough finally stand face to face, not as enemies, but as brothers? What you're about to witness isn't just another Backstage segment. This is the moment where pride, respect, and 15 years of unspoken history collide in the most unexpected way possible. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why wrestling isn't just about championships and main events, it's about the souls who sacrificed everything to get there. And trust me, what CM Punk and AJ Styles just did backstage on Monday Night Raw will absolutely destroy you. Before we dive into this emotional masterpiece, I need you to do something for me. I need you to become part of the SLAMZONE family right now, because what we're building here isn't just a channel, it's a community of people who understand that wrestling is more than entertainment. It's our passion, it's our escape, it's our home. So if you feel that fire inside your chest when you watch these moments, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, because every single week we're breaking down the stories that matter, the moments that make you feel alive, and the matches that remind us why we fell in love with this beautiful art form in the first place. Your support means everything, and I promise you, we're just getting started. Monday Night Raw, January 26th, 2026. A night that started like any other, but ended with something nobody saw coming. You see, AJ Styles and CM Punk, these aren't just wrestlers. These are icons who clawed their way from bingo halls and high school gyms to the biggest stages in professional wrestling. These are men who heard no 1,000 times before they ever heard yes. And for over a decade, their paths have run parallel, close enough to see each other, but never quite crossing. Until now, the WWE Universe has been buzzing for months about the tension between these two. Not the kind of tension that leads to chair shots and table crashes, but something deeper, something more real. It's the tension of mutual respect fighting against competitive pride. It's two alphas circling each other, knowing that eventually they'll have to settle the question that keeps both of them awake at night. Who's really the best in the world? But what happened backstage after Raw went off the air? Nobody expected this. Nobody could have written this. Because this wasn't about who's better. This was about two human beings recognizing something in each other that the cameras don't usually capture. This was raw, this was real, and this was absolutely beautiful. The cameras are rolling backstage, and you can feel the electricity in the air even through the screen. The crew members are moving equipment, superstars are walking past, but there's this pocket of energy near the gorilla position that's different. It's charged, it's heavy, and then you see him, CM Punk, still in his ring gear, sweat dripping down his face, that look in his eyes that tells you he's been through a war tonight. His chest is heaving, his hands are taped, and there's this intensity radiating off him that only comes from someone who just left every ounce of himself in that ring. And then, walking toward him with that unmistakable swagger, here comes AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, the man who's done it all, beaten everyone, and still has that hunger in his eyes like he's got something left to prove. These two lock eyes, and for a moment, just a split second, you can feel the entire building hold its breath. This could go 100 different ways. This could explode into chaos. This could be the spark that ignites a rivalry for the ages. But then something happens that nobody saw coming. AJ extends his hand. Not aggressively, not challengingly, but with genuine respect. And you can see Punk's expression change. That guard he's had up his entire career, it cracks. Just a little, just enough to let something real shine through. Punk looks at that hand for what feels like an eternity. You can see the wheels turning in his head. You can feel the weight of every battle he's fought, every bridge he's burned, every relationship he's destroyed in the name of being the best. And in this moment, he's making a choice. Does he stay the Punk who trusts nobody? Or does he become something else? He takes the hand, and the handshake turns into something more. It turns into an embrace, a real, genuine brother-to-brother embrace that sends chills down your spine, because you know, this isn't scripted emotion. This is two warriors acknowledging each other in a way that transcends the business. You can see them talking, their foreheads nearly touching, and even though we can't hear every word, you can read it in their body language. Punk's pointing to his heart, then pointing to AJ. Styles is nodding, that characteristic smile breaking through, but there's moisture in his eyes. These grown men, these battle-tested veterans who've seen and done everything in this industry are having a moment that's completely unguarded, completely human. And this is where the story gets even deeper, because both of these men have walked remarkably similar paths. AJ Styles spent years being told he was too small, too southern, too independent to make it in WWE. He built his legend in TNA, in Japan, in Ring of Honor, everywhere except the place he dreamed of being as a kid. When he finally arrived in WWE in 2016, he had to prove every single doubter wrong. He had to show that the Phenomenal One wasn't just a nickname, it was a promise. CM Punk's journey is even more painful. The straight-edge superstar who changed the culture of professional wrestling, who gave a voice to everyone who felt like an outsider, who cut promos that blurred the line between reality and fiction so completely that we still argue about what was real. He walked away in 2014, broken and bitter, convinced that the business he loved had chewed him up and spit him out. And when he returned, when he finally came back different, older, maybe wiser, definitely more careful with who he lets into his circle. So when these two men embrace Backstage, it's not just two colleagues being professional, it's two survivors recognizing the scars on each other's backs. It's two artists who took the hard road, acknowledging that the journey meant something, that the struggle wasn't in vain. Styles says something that makes Punk laugh, actually laugh. And it's such a genuine moment that you almost feel like you're intruding on something private. The camera crew certainly seems to feel that way because the shot gets a little shaky, like they're not sure if they should even be filming this. But they are, and we're grateful, because this is the stuff that reminds us why we love wrestling in the first place. This isn't about flips and kicks. This isn't about championship gold or WrestleMania moments. This is about the human connection that happens when two people who've walked through fire recognize that same burn in each other's eyes. Listen, if you're feeling this right now, if your chest is tight and your eyes are watering because you understand what this moment means, then you're exactly where you need to be. Hit that like button right now, because this is the content we need more of. This is the storytelling that wrestling does better than any other form of entertainment. And smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because SLAMZONE is committed to bringing you these moments, these breakdowns, these stories that make you remember why wrestling isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. Drop a comment below and tell me what this moment meant to you, because your voice matters in this family. As the embrace breaks, you can see both men kind of shake it off like they're suddenly aware of how vulnerable they just were. Punk does that thing he does, running his hand through his hair, trying to put the walls back up. AJ adjusts his gloves, his armor going back on. But the moment happened. It can't be taken back. It can't be unseen. And then Styles says something that the cameras barely pick up, but it looks like, "We're gonna tear the house down, aren't we?" And Punk's response is that trademark smirk, that confident nod that says everything without saying anything at all, because they both know what's coming. The WWE Universe knows what's coming. The collision is inevitable. But now it's different. Now it's not about hatred or destruction. It's about two masters of the craft proving, one more time, that they're everything they've always claimed to be. Other superstars are starting to gather around now, watching this interaction, and you can see the respect on their faces too. Seth Rollins is there, arms crossed, nodding in approval. Some of the younger talent are wide-eyed, understanding that they're witnessing something special. Because in a business full of worked shoots and shoot works, where everything is designed to manipulate your emotions, this moment feels unmanipulated. This moment feels earned. The two legends dap each other up one more time, that modern handshake that's become the universal sign of respect among competitors. Punk says something that looks like "see you out there," and Styles responds with that $1,000,000 smile before turning to walk away. But he
stops. He turns back, and he points at Punk with both fingers. That gesture that AJ's used 1,000 times to show respect to opponents he deems worthy. And Punk returns it, that rare smile breaking across his face that we don't see nearly enough. As they walk in opposite directions, the camera holds on the empty space between them, and it's like the director understands the weight of what just happened. This negative space, this physical distance, is loaded with possibility. It's loaded with the promise of what's to come. Because now we know that when these two finally step into the ring together, it won't be fueled by hatred or jealousy. It'll be fueled by something far more powerful, mutual respect and the desire to prove who's truly phenomenal. The backstage area returns to normal activity. Crew members go back to their jobs. Other wrestlers continue their conversations. But for those few minutes, time stopped. History happened. Two legends acknowledged each other in a way that transcends wins and losses, titles and accolades. They acknowledged the brotherhood that comes from surviving this insane, beautiful, brutal business called professional wrestling. And that's what makes WWE magical when it's done right. It's not always about the biggest spots or the most shocking swerves. Sometimes it's about these quiet moments of humanity that sneak up on you and remind you that underneath the characters and the storylines, there are real people with real dreams, who've sacrificed real years of their lives to entertain us. CM Punk and AJ Styles didn't need to cut promos on each other. They didn't need to throw punches or sign contracts or have a stare down for the cameras. What they did was far more powerful. They showed us that respect is earned through the grind, through the miles traveled, through the bodies broken and rebuilt in service of this art form. And when you find someone else who's paid the same price, someone else who's walked the same lonely road, you don't have to say much. A handshake says it all. An embrace says even more. This is the story that will be remembered long after the matches are over. This is the foundation for something legendary. Because when these two finally collide in the center of that ring, and they will, we'll remember this moment. We'll remember that it started with respect, and that makes everything that comes after it mean so much more. If this moved you the way it moved me, then I need you to do something right now. Smash that like button because this video took hours to put together, and your support is what keeps SLAMZONE alive. Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell because we're doing this every single week, breaking down the moments that make you feel, the stories that make you think, and the matches that make you believe. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this incredible moment between Punk and Styles. Tell me if you got emotional watching this. Tell me what it meant to you. Because this isn't just my channel, this is our community. And remember, wrestling is more than what happens between those ropes. It's about the moments like this, where humanity breaks through the performance, and we're reminded that these larger-than-life characters are people just like us, chasing dreams, earning respect, and writing their legacies one moment at a time. CM Punk and AJ Styles just gave us one of those moments, and we were lucky enough to witness it. This is SLAMZONE, where we celebrate the art of professional wrestling in all its forms. Until next time, keep the passion alive, keep supporting the wrestlers who give us everything, and never forget why you fell in love with this in the first place. Peace.